Hey everybody, just waiting for a couple of more people to come on. How you guys doing today? Hey everybody, just waiting for a couple of more people to come on. How you guys doing today? Hey everybody, just waiting for a couple more people to come on. How you guys doing today? You guys, I gotta make sure I'm on the right device, so kind of bear with me again. Bear with me a little bit here. Guys, I gotta make sure I'm on the right device, so kind of bear with me a little bit. Hey, Diamond D, thank you guys for tuning in. Jersey Girl, thank you guys. Linda Best, thank you so much. Lakeisha Bass, thank you. I'm sorry, Lakeisha, thank you. Jersey Girl, you know you my girl. You always got me, girl. I gotta meet you in person. I really be loving you. Um, Beautiful Diva, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I just had a little bit to say. I was having a conversation with my daughter the other day, and I really want to get more interactive with my live because I always come on and I be giving my side, and I really want to get to know my viewers a little bit better. So this is like an open conversation. You guys tell me if I'm wrong or right. My daughter was asking me the other day, she said, because I really filled her in on everything that's going on. And she asked me the other day, she said, Mom, why do Ross need to get a PI? And I told her, I said, um, Jennifer, if somebody goes into your personal business that you have not shared with anybody, it's just like I was thinking back in the days, you know how there used to be the Bandingo family, the organized crime families, when they used to discuss their medical, they used to go into the doctor office and discuss when they wanted to hit another family because they knew that it couldn't be recorded, the police couldn't come in there. I think things has changed. So that's where they would discuss their personal matters that they wanted to attack other families. So I was telling her that that's like violating somebody's privacy to take something out and share with the world that you're not ready to share with. Because a lot of times, when we be going through stuff like health issues, I know me, I want to trust God before I share with somebody. I want to change my eating habits or, trust God before I share, you know, private stuff to people because I want to see, can, God help me through it. I just don't want anybody to be in my business. I share a lot on YouTube, but I don't share a lot, and I was telling her, like, that's like somebody coming in your house and stealing your stuff and violating your rights. We want to keep stuff that we're not ready to, deal with private. And I was telling her, I was like, she was asking me, she was like, Mom, but that will make you that will make you go up, buy get a PI. And I was telling her, I was like, when you tell somebody, warn somebody constantly, because Roz is like me. I ain't got time to be investigating nobody private business. When I come home, I want to relax. I want to sit down. I want to have a good time with my family. I want to watch me a good show. I just don't want to be in other people's business because I don't want nobody in my business. And, and anybody past, if God forgave you for it and threw it into the lake of nothing and you a different person today, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. So I was telling her, I was saying, going into people's personal business and a person then told you, hey, stop doing it. And they give you a couple of months to regroup and not do it. And then you do it again. You are kind of like digging your own hole. Like I agree with Roz 100% on that. I was like, you're pretty much telling somebody, okay, I'm tired of you. I'm getting ready to expose you. Because God said warning comes before destruction. So a lot of things is wrong anyway to do. I can go in the mirror when I done said something to somebody wrong and God would be like, you need to go back and kind of make that thing right. So a lot of times you ask for stuff that you know that you ask for. And then sometimes you got to pay the price of your actions, you know, because sin weeks sin. It gets bigger and bigger, and then it overtakes you because death comes from sin. Sometimes you got to respect people's boundaries and give, like Roz. This is one thing I say about Roz. Roz is only going to give you what she see from LA. Because I don't want to call her no names because I got to be professional with this. You guys, excuse me, I just walked up my stairs. Roz is only give you what the girl show you. She's not going into the girl personal information. She's only gonna give you what she show you. And I can respect that because a lot of people outside of YouTube, they ask me, they say, I'll hear some of your lives and I want to know who you talking to. And I said, you will never understand my life unless you over here in this segment to understand some of my lives, because I'll be dealing with what people be doing to other people. And they was like, oh, okay, I understand now what you talking about, because you'll never understand it unless you over here. Okay, guys, let me get some rest. I just came up these stairs. I'm like huffing and puffing and everything. And I want to tell Brittany this because I was laughing the other day. I was laughing with my sister the other day. I got a bed in my spare room because my daughter moved out. I was saying to myself, they calling Brittany bed on wheels. And if they can only see this antique bedroom set that I have in my spare bedroom, they will be calling me bed on wheels, because I wanted to post that. I wanted to have Brittany laugh about it because I really got a bed, an antique bed that has wheels on it. And I was laughing so hard about it the other day. I was thinking about them calling Brittany bed on wheels. I said, if they only see this bedroom set that I have in my room, they would be dying laughing. Let me get into some of these comments in here. Toya, yeah, there is a difference. Royalty Queen, hello everybody. Latanya, that's my girl. How you doing, Latanya? How you doing? These, I see some faces in here that I always try to speak to. And one thing about me, you guys, I always want to make sure I speak to everybody, because you never know. A person just need to have a hi one day. Hi, how you doing? Because, I'm always at home because my daughter moved out. And when you live by yourself and just, sometimes social media become, you be looking at social media a lot, and then you could be going through something and somebody will say hi to you, and it just makes you feel so much better. It makes you brighten up the day or stuff like that, because we go through so much in our everyday lives, and then we have to come on live and see what other people are facing and going through. And we have, everybody say one side, but I love everybody. But we see one of our favorite content creators being really, really hurt and really going through stuff that, it really bothers us as we get older women, because a lot of people on this side is really older women. I can agree with that. I'm 57 years old. I don't have no problem telling my age. I'm 57 years old. So I think totally different for what I used to think when I was in my early 30s. Things has really changed. We start thinking different. We don't look at things the same. I always say to myself, I wish I was the woman that I am today when I was in my 20s, because it makes you look at things totally different today. Everything is not business as usual. Like when I was younger, I can roll with a lot of stuff, but as you get older, you start looking at things totally different. Let me see, do I have any? Let me see, let me read somebody comments in here. I'm upstairs breathing hard, and I work out and I do walk, but walking up them stairs, that's a different type of situation here. Hey, Diamond D, how you doing? Glam, how you doing? Brittany, how you guys doing? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I also, hey, Royalty Queen, there's my girl. How you doing, Royalty Queen? How you doing? And another situation I was talking to my daughter about, because, we was talking about her schooling, because a lot of people don't know that all three of my daughters have corporate jobs. And I have one particular daughter, when, like I was talking about getting into your personal business, because I was over to my dad's house the other day, and I'm dealing with a medical issue myself. And I was over at my dad's house the other day, and I kind of mentioned it, talking to my dad, because my dad is 81 years old. He has diabetes. My dad is a good looking man. I'm going to have to post a picture of my dad. 81, look really good. And I mentioned that, and she heard me when I said that. And her being a nurse, from that's why I'm saying you don't want a lot of people to know your personal business. Sometimes you don't even want your kids to know your personal business. And when I mentioned that, now she calling me every day to get my blood work done. It's some things that I was like believing God for healing and stuff like that. Like I really didn't want her to know that, but knowing that she's my middle child and she will get a powwow with my other three, and then they all start calling me. So it's really, and sometimes you don't want to tell your kids stuff because you don't want them to worry, and you really don't want people in your business. Not saying, even sometimes you don't want your family in your business because it's something that you want to deal with by yourself. And I know that's the way I am. I don't know how you guys are about that. I know that's the way I am. Let me get into these chats. Linda Best said that's so true. Yeah, that's so true. It's so true that and then I think about I don't know how you guys feel about this, and if I'm wrong, please say something in the chat. One thing about kids, because I used to be a basketball coach, plus I used to play basketball in high school and I ran track. I just feel like our youth is our future. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's hard enough dealing with kids for them to be successful in something that's so hard to attain. I mean, being a lawyer, not only a lawyer in two different states, knowing that I have family that are lawyers and know how hard that was to pass that test in California to become a lawyer, because they say California is one of the hardest states to attain your lawyer degree in. And also and also I don't know how Las Vegas is, but to have them in two different states, that is an achievement. And to have somebody come in the back door just being hateful and just letting the devil use them in all type of ways and trying to diminish that girl character. I mean, when you work so hard, knowing how hard my daughter worked to become an RN nurse, knowing how hard it was for her to take that NCLEX because she didn't pass it the first time, and knowing how she went through a really hard time when she didn't pass it, and then the second time she did pass it and she was able to attain her RN license, knowing what she went through to see her when she didn't pass it the first time, how she almost went into kind of depression, but she worked hard. And then when she was really working for her second time to pass it, she kind of cut family out. She kind of cut everything out. So talking about a person that worked really hard for their degree, that can mess with people mental. People don't understand what they do, and people don't understand that they could have kids coming through the rink as well too. You know what I'm saying? They could have their kids coming through the ring that they're believing, grandkids that they're believing for them to finish their degree or get their, to go into their profession. But when you speak damnation into other people's lives, you're speaking that. God also, you're speaking that into your own kids' life, your grandkids, you're speaking the same thing. When these young black people and young black youth, when they achieve a level of let me put it in the right words, a high level of achievement, that's something that we should be really honoring, because there's not a lot of black lawyers out here. And to get a young lady that did it, not only did she do it, she did it with a child. That's something to really respect about it, because most women that have babies, they really don't, they really drop out. That's the statistics, they drop out. But this young lady carried a baby with her and graduated at the top of their class. And not only that, she graduated as an A student, because I know my daughter is getting ready to go into her next step as being a nurse practitioner, and she had to maintain an A going through nursing school to be able to become a nurse practitioner. That's something that is a high achievement that we should be honoring, and not trying to go back and watch this young girl lose everything she worked for, or not make the money that she should make because people are putting bad comments in their in her chat and stuff like that. People don't know that they're really weeping coals over their head, and it really will backfire on you. It really will. I mean, you will look up and you will have somebody that you're really rooting for, your family, and all of a sudden God will bring all things back to remembrance, and you end up facing the same tribulations and trials that you weeped on somebody else's life, that you wreak havoc on somebody else's life. So you got to be careful what you speak over people, because that can come back and bite you. Okay, let me get into these comments, because the phone is kind of behind. Let me get into these comments a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Wanda. Exactly 100. Thank you so much. Linda Best, thank you so much. Antoinette Green, thank you so much. Hi Seven, thank you for coming into the chat. Thank you guys so much. You guys, I'm trying to get the habit of this, because you know the old saying, I'm trying to get, you can't chew gum and ride a bike. Look, I'm trying to learn how to chew gum and ride this bike right now. I'm telling you, because I'm used to just speaking and not reading the comments. So I'm trying to get a little bit more candidly and listen to what you guys saying and kind of read the comments a little bit. So kind of bear with me here a little bit. I'm learning. This is my first time that I'm really sitting at home and being able to do a live, because a lot of times when I do my live, I kind of drive in my car because I can just concentrate driving. I don't know why I'm like that. I think some of the best times I could do a live is when I'm driving. So I'm at home right now, so I'm trying to, make it and, get 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 the hang of this thing here. So kind of bear with me. So it's just so important for to, not only that, really support. Like I really support that young man, her son being able to get a scholarship and go to college, because I love sports and I really know how hard it is to get a scholarship and to be able to go to a prestigious college like he go to. And I honor him, because that's just another black man off the street making it. That's just another black man off the street making it. And a lot of times when people put their mouths on people kids, these kids are our future. You're gonna need these kids one day to bring you a cup of water one day. You never know. You might need this young girl to rule over a case, because most of the time lawyers become judges. She might have to rule over your case as a judge one time. You might have to attain her as a lawyer. You can never say never, because I'm a true witness, and God will have you go. And when you saying, "Oh, that'll never happen to me, I will never," don't never say never. God will put you in a predicament that He'll make you eat your words. He will make, because I have been in them plenty of times. So you have to really be cautious of how you talk about these youth and how you speak on these youth, because these are our babies. We looking for them to do better than what we did. We're not looking for them to speak negative in them and to, face trials and tribulations that they don't have to face, and go through stuff that we can just, as adults, appreciate who they are and move on from that. So that kind of really bothered me. It really kept in my spirit. And a lot of people on the was asking me outside of this, because I have people follow me outside, friends and families following outside. They asked me a real serious question. They was asking me, why did I decide to follow Roz? And I told them, why did I really like Roz? Because when the pandemic was going on, everybody know when the pandemic was going on, we had so much time to on the internet, because we wasn't working. So, and we wasn't doing a lot of stuff. So we had a lot of idle time. A lot of stuff was closed. So it kind of forced us to stay at home a lot. So I started off watching LA. I started out watching her, and, and I used to listen to some of the stories she's used to tell. And I used to be like, ain't no way this could happen to one person. Because, after a while, you can kind of have your discernment. You be like, ain't no way, girl, are you serious? Ain't no way. So she always talked about she was God favored, and, and I was looking at her lifestyle, and I'm like, dang. And I said a comment one day, and I said, if you God favored, they need to close down all churches and open the gyms, because God has truly failed us. And she blocked me. And she blocked me, which I thank God that she did, because sometimes blessings come in small packages, and that was a blessing, because God was trying to tell me to stop watching her anyway. And I didn't like the way that she would disrespect older women. Like she would just cut them down. Like she would just cut them. Like they could say anything. Like they can be giving her kind of a compliment in a respectful way, but she would go back and she would just cut them down, like disrespect them, making them a public humility on Facebook. And I thought that was so disrespectful. Like that did not sit in my spirit right, because this is a more older crowd, and it really bothers me sometimes. And I'm kind of talking when people talk about older women, because younger women become older women one day. My mother always used to say, these young women, you're going to become older women one day. And I didn't like the fact of her doing that, how she would talk about it. And I was always praying that God would bring somebody to expose her to who she really is. And so when Roz brought her channel to life, that was like a breath of fresh air to me. Somebody that had the same like mind that I did, seeing what was happening. they was able to bring it to life. And I was like really proud of this woman that she stood, because I remember when I first how I got to know Roz, I was watching Coco after her and Coco broke up, and somebody mentioned Roz in the chat, and I was going through YouTube. I was really trying to find where Roz's channel was, and I ended up running up on it. And I remember everybody was in there trying. I mean, there were so many negative comments in it, and I was looking at it because I really didn't say nothing. I was just looking at what the people were saying, but I was agreeing because what she was saying was truly right. And I kept with it, and I watched God grow this girl channel. I watched God take her from glory to glory. And I was like, I'm in the right place, because they were saying stuff to Roz, and Roz was not really disrespectful. She was more open and receptive to say, something, I apologize if I said something wrong. She was more open to apologize. And I liked that spirit, because that was a much more calmer spirit. Now, don't get me wrong, Roz, get down with the get down when she got to get down. But I like the fact that she was more receptive, that you can really deal with her. You can work with her. She has a more of a better respect of a situation. So I started watching her, and I really enjoyed her. I started really enjoying her live, and I started really, saying, Lord, if you want to move me in this area, I'm kind of willing to go in the area that you want me to go in. So I decided to start a channel. And a lot of times I wanted to do my own thing, but God told me to go into another direction. But like I said, I support Roz because I like her delivery. I like who she is as a person. I think that she does a great job. The stuff that I don't like about her, got to deal with her. Everybody's learning. This is a process for everybody who is a YouTuber to have a channel. It's a process. We learn by trial and tribulation. We grow every day as we get on here, because believe me, if you guys only know what I be going through before I come on this YouTube to even candidly talk to anybody. Shoot, it seems like I'll be stressed out sometime. I'm walking downstairs, you guys probably hear me kind of breathing hard. I'm getting ready to kind of turn down my other device where I can kind of read what people are saying. So give me a second here. I'm getting ready to kind of turn down my other device where I can kind of read what people are saying. So give me a second here. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I see Wanda. She said exactly. Everybody's saying 100. So I know I'm kind of hitting on a lot of things, but I wanted to say the other day, because it kind of stood in my spirit when I was giving my live the other day. I said that I live in Los Angeles, and that is not true. I live in the outskirts of Los Angeles. I live an hour away from Los Angeles, California. So I just wanted to clarify that, because I don't want to mislead, and I want to stand in my truth. And I said, I got to come back on and make sure I make that right on there. And I just basically wanted to know if anybody want to know anything about me, or want to know any questions about what I'm saying, or, I'm kind of feeding off you guys right now, trying to see what you guys are saying in the chats too. Yeah. Somebody, Linda Beth said, yes, God will make your enemies cross your path again down the road. That is so true. Oh, if you only know what I went through on that part. Whoo, he will learn you a valuable lesson on that part, Linda. Believe me, I have learned a valuable lesson on that. I just think of doing people right. I always think of always doing people right, because you never know when you might meet that same person that you talking about. You never know when the God will have you cross paths of that same person. And one thing I also realized one day too, a lot of these people, because when I met Roz looked totally different in person and what I see her on YouTube. I can see walking past Roz on the street and not even really knowing who she is. And a lot of these people don't know that they probably would get along with a lot of these different content creators in real life if they if they would see them on the street, because a lot of them would be like, dang, I didn't even know that was her. Sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes you got to get into the chapters and get into the book and read the chapters. It's a lot of good content creators out here on YouTube, and it's a lot of people that, stir up habit, And I really feel, this is my own opinion, that they deal with their own personal issues and that they do bring them to YouTube and they take them out on people that they don't even know. I really do believe that. I really do. And I think that if a lot of people would have a more better personal relationship with God, they would really control the stuff that comes out their mouths. They really would kind of like guard their tongue a little bit. Let me get back in these chats a little bit here. Let me read what Hello 7 in chat. I'm a new subscriber. I live an hour away from Los Angeles. Also, I live in Palmdale. I like what I'm hearing. Glad I saw this live share. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You guys, I'm not a really big talker. I'm trying to really I can't do our lives because I just want to, because then I'll start fishing for stuff to say. I just want to give whatever God gives me and whatever I can help somebody with. So I'm not a lot of people say, well, you're going to have to learn how to really engage with your audience. I want to move the way God want me to move, because if I don't move the way God want me to move, stuff I'll be saying wouldn't even make sense to me, wouldn't even make sense to God. I just really felt that deep in my heart just to come on and say that, because a lot of people ask me that, and just to be able to say who I am and what I stand for, and not to say I have one side or the other, because like I said, I love everybody, because if I didn't, I couldn't even be on here really talking about God, because I can't be partial, because there's no partiality in God. It's either one way or right way, or there's no way at all. So I either got to stand what's right or I fall for anything. But I do believe in some people that's on this YouTube. I do follow some people, because I do, and it's a lot of people on here like I enjoy, because I want to get a laugh one day. And it's somebody, it's a lot of creators that I enjoy because they make me laugh, and I don't think nothing's wrong with that. And sometimes I be in the chat, but I try to not say anything about anybody, because I try to like keep what I say minimum. Even though I'm hearing what people saying, I try to not, really talk about anybody, because I gotta keep my walk with God. And look, I have to repent in my everyday life. I can't be getting off YouTube repenting every time I say something and every time I do something. So I got enough habit going on in my everyday life that I got to ask for God for forgiveness for, and I don't want to have to take this and ask God. And not only that, I want to represent myself as a woman of God, because I want to reach people. I don't want to discourage people. I want to build people up and let them know that God is able, and let them know that God can work through anything that they're going through. And that's my purpose right now, and that's the way I raise my girls too, the same way. But anyway, I'm going to get back into this kitchen, because I want to make me some collard greens, and I want to put some neck bones on and make me some baked chicken. So I'm not going to keep you guys very long. I just wanted to come on and say that. And if I miss you guys' comments, please don't take it to heart, because I'm learning. So y'all going to have to learn with me. Okay. I'm learning, but God bless you guys. And thank you for tuning in. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. And believe me, I'll be praying for everybody on here. And I'll also be putting you guys on the prayer line in the morning. I'll also be putting the chat on the prayer line in the morning. So if there's anything that you need prayer for, just leave it. If you don't want people to see it, I have a email. Just send it through email, and I will be bringing it before God, because I believe that things that's done in secret, God rewards you openly. And I just want you guys to stay encouraged and pray for Roz. Keep Roz lifted up, because the enemy is on attack on this internet. We're in our last and evil days. It is warfare right here in front of our face. So, and not only that, I keep these subs praying for these subs. And I want to tell Diamond D, I pray for you every day. I pray for you more than I pray for myself. I'm believing God for your healing. I just want you to know that. If you're on here, I just want you to know that, because I always be keeping, when people bring their situation to the YouTube, and that's really hard to do, because people will take it and turn your situation into think it's a joke, or think it's something that they can talk about and ridicule, and not knowing that you could be facing the same situation one day. So I just want you to know, Diamond D, I am praying for you. And if it's anybody else that need prayer, just please, I have my email on my channel. Send it through my email. I'll put you on the prayer line, and I also have other women that I pray with. So I will also bring it to them, and we will be believing God for whatever you need to be, whatever you're going through. So I just want you guys to stay encouraged, and thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you guys have a blessed rest of Sunday. God bless you guys.